Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. Today what I'm going to be doing is an October recap and a November cash stuffing. So yesterday I posted the video of how I set up my November budget and I explained my sinking funds because sinking funds for Christmas, I had a goal to have it done by the 1st of November with this paycheck, so I kind of walked through how I came up with that number. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to put this money to the side. We're going to start with transactions. So this is my tabs. Let me take these receipts out. Yes, that is $5 that we have left. So we're going to put that to the side. Just know that these are completely empty. So for my no spend days for October, my goal was 15. I did not make it. I did have 2 additional no spend days, 10/25 and 10/27. And sometimes I have no spend days because I don't have any money left in my budget, which was pretty much this case. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 total. A little bit off my what I was aiming for, so we'll go ahead and put a no spend sticker down on the 27th and the 25th. And then as far as my transactions, so for groceries, I did go over. I have not gone over for a long time. So I went to Sam's Club, and I'm normally not the one that goes, at least not by myself. And we scan groceries as we go, and then I always have a running total. But this week, or last week actually, I went on Saturday. It was just me, and I couldn't get the app to work. So by the time I got done, I had spent more than the $100 I had in my account. And also I went into a line that didn't take cash, so I had to use my card. So there you go. So Sam's Club was $190. Now I did also have some additional items that I purchased on this transaction that are coming out of different funds. And then for eating out, I had 3 transactions. On the 23rd, I had Streets of New York. My daughter came over for dinner, and that was $34. On 10/28, I had In-N-Out for $7. And last night, I had Bambino's for $42. So the $5 that you saw me put to the side is actually out of this fund. So this one was 23rd. This was the 28th and the 29th. Okay, so those are done. The question came up on my last video is why do I write them down and versus keeping my receipts? And that's a great question because honestly for years I've just kept my receipts, and then you know when I did this part of it then I would write it down out of my envelope or out of my transaction log. But what I found was happening was I wasn't staying on budget because I wasn't adding it up as I went, and so then I would be over. And once you're over, it's kind of late to try to undo it. So I am finding with this system, it is making me more conscious of how much I have left and to not overspend. So for my allowance, I went to Tuesday Morning, one of my favorite places to go. And I spent $45. And then on the same day, 10/26, I went to Walmart and I spent $20. So as you can see by my empty envelopes, I have nothing left. Okay. I decided to separate the videos this time because walking through my November budget and sinking funds took some time, so I wanted to do them separately so the videos weren't so long. And it actually was good because it does help me to know exactly how much money I want to pull out the next day. So I did church online on 24th. So for household, I had 2 different transactions. I had my house cleaned on the 24th, so that was cleaning for $120, and then I had Hobby Lobby, and I bought 2 different signs because I wanted to replace a couple signs that were in my house, and that was on the 24th. And I could have taken it out of my home decor, but I decided to go ahead and just, I had money left in my household, so I went ahead and took it out of there. Personal care, I don't have any transactions. Entertainment, no. And then fixed expenses and subscriptions. So in subscriptions, one of these times I'm going to get this organized over here. So let's go back to fixed first. So for fixed, I had internet on the 27th. I had life insurance come out today. Life insurance and where are my blue? Oh, here we go. And then Audible came out today as well. And that's 16. So everything is out of the account now, including my mortgage. So I'll kind of walk through what happened with that one. That was frightening. So I have my mortgage payment as a bill pay through my credit union, and for some reason, instead of putting the processing place, the address for Wells Fargo, I did my personal address. So I got my payment, my mortgage payment to me, well, actually addressed to Wells Fargo at my address. So I called them up, found out what happened, and so I just have to drop off the check now tomorrow to Wells Fargo and then correct it for next month. But I looked like an advertising. There was no information. It was just literally an envelope with a check inside. So when I called them, they said, well, that shouldn't have happened. And I'm like, it did. So I'm really glad I did not tear it up. So in medical copays, I have started kind of a vitamin regimen. So I did spend $55 at Sam's Club for vitamins. I won't even take that out of my medical copay. Okay, I don't know where that went. And then on my sinking funds for gifts, I did take out, I had $122 still in the account. I did buy 2 gifts, one a baby shower gift for $75 and a $23 transaction from Etsy, which is actually a Christmas gift. So I'm going to put those on here. So 75 and 23. and I'd already moved the $500 that was left over into the account. Okay, so that should be all of my transactions. Use that one. Okay, those are all done. So let's see kind of how we came out for the month. I'm really concerned that I cannot find that gray bottle liner. Who knows? Okay. So for the ones that are on my fixed expense main sheet, for medical copays, I spent $75. So I have $25 left. For craft supplies, you know, I went over $10. Entertainment, that is spent. For clothing, I didn't have any expenses this month, so I have $100 left. And then everything else is accounted for. And then in my weekly check-in, so for groceries, when I started the week, I had $107. I spent $190, so I went over $83. For eating out, I had $88. I spent $83. I had $5 left. For giving, I had $100. I spent $100. For allowance, I had $65. I spent $65. Household, I had $165. I spent $165. For personal care, I didn't spend anything. The $55 is still in my envelope. And then for unbudgeted, I was -10. I guess I could put groceries as unbudgeted, but I'm going to just leave it where it is. So overall, 5 plus 55 minus 10 minus 83. That's not right. So I was over $33 when it nets out. That's not that bad, but I have not gone over in anything other than stickers for a long time. So overall, a good month. I think my learnings for this month is I need to plan out my no spend days, because when I'm just trying to go through the month and see how many I have, I obviously did not make my goal. The other thing that I did not do this month was work any of like Mercari or anything like that. So I really had, you know, I didn't take anything out of that. So I do have some sales that I started to list things to get that rolling again. And I'm going to tell you what my plan is for that for November. Okay, so let's go over to November. I have one birthday this month. My financial goals, I'm going to say 11 no spend days. Maybe 15 was too high. Stay on budget. And then track transactions. It does seem like a separate step, but it really is helping me. Variable income right now, I have $62 in Mercari. I just made another sell for, it was 18. So 62 plus 18. No, it must have been 16 because I have $76 in there now. Oh, it's 14. So that's what I'm starting the month with. And my goal is to have 300 in there by the end of the month. Okay, so this is how November shapes up right now. My husband and I do get paid once a month. So we got paid today, which is the 30th. And then we'll get paid again on the 30th. So it is a 4-week month when I lay out my budget. There are going to be a couple extra days, but it's really like 3 days is all. That I'm going to have to make sure that the money spreads. And then when I set up my budget, if you didn't happen to see yesterday's video yet, this is how I set it up. So The only bill that had come through, well, 2 bills had come through. My cell phone was up $30, but my daughter paid me the $30 because it was her going over on Wi-Fi on the data. And then my water bill came in, I had estimated $150, it came in at $97. I estimated my electric at $320. When you look at my sinking funds, I'm putting $1,558 into my emergency fund. For Christmas, I'm putting $1,000 in, so I reached my $3,000 goal. And then for vacation, it'll be $154. And then for technology, it'd be $400. So that brings it down to a zero-based budget. So that's how the budget lays out. So for cash stuffing, I took out $650 for my first cash stuffing, and that will be for the first 2 weeks of the month. Oh, there's my thing. Oh, it has been a very, very long week. You're going to see some major changes. There is just been very a lot is changing in my budget for December. You're gonna see all that probably in a couple weeks. I can't say anything right now because some announcements are being made, but the only thing I really can say about it right now is I am so thankful that I found budgeting and Dave Ramsey and everything when I did, because you really never know what life curves are going to throw at you. So I'm very, very grateful that I have been on this journey and that we are at the state that we are on this journey. So that's all I can really say about it, but I will definitely give you guys more details in the next couple of weeks. So for, don't need this here. So my husband is back in town, so I did bring my groceries back up. And I honestly actually went to the grocery store today, but I took out one of the 50s that I had put into my bank that I brought back, you know, for when I did my cash stuffing. And I used that. I spent $41. So I'm going to take that out of the back half of the month because it messes me up when I pull out the cash and then I go to the grocery store. So I'm going to take that out of later on money. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I pulled out $650. Hopefully it's right. And the first thing I'm going to stuff is groceries. So my budget for the month is $500. So that translates to about $125 a week. So I'm going to take a $100 bill, 25. Yep. I'm going to put that under my grocery tab. And then in my envelope for groceries, so this will really be next week's cash stuffing, I'll do $125 again. And I do need to clean out receipts as well. Okay, so that's $125. Put this over here. Then for eating out, I'm gonna do 50 for each week. So 50 for this week and 50 for next week. I actually was shocked that I had money left over. And then of course I spent it all yesterday, but that's okay. And then 50 for next week. So what I do, when I clean out my wallet, I will take the receipts and stick them in here in my envelope, and then I just throw them away at the end of the month. Make sure that I've accounted for everything. And then for allowance, I took it back to $250, but honestly, when I just looked at that, it really doesn't make sense. So it's $50 a week. So I will probably have $50 extra in there. That probably will just roll over. So I have 50 under my tab, and then 50 that goes into the envelope. Now what I used to do is put the whole amount in here for both weeks and I would spend it. So now I leave this at home and I pretend like it's not here. And then when I sit down next Friday to balance out my budget and re-stuff my envelopes, then I can just take it from here and put it under the tab in my wallet. So this is actually a newer system for me and it's actually working really well. So for household, I'm gonna do 120. This is one that I don't actually, even though it's under a tab, I keep it here because when I have my house clean, I need it at home. I don't need it with me. So I'm gonna put that 120 in there. And then for personal care, my budget is normally 100. The only thing, where's my money from this category? So I should have 55 in here. Interesting. Okay, well, let's see what we have here. 20, 40, 55. So I think what happened when I pulled this money together, I should have left that in the envelope, so I just didn't put it back. I always keep a little bit of extra money here in case I have something, like I need it for something, so I'm just gonna have to replenish that later. So 40, 55, and then I'm gonna add the other 50. So 20, 40, and 50. So 20, 40, 80, 90. I'm gonna do it this way. I like having more like smaller bills. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100. Okay. I don't know why. Oh, I remember. I took it out and then I used 45 to pay on my card because that's what I took the fee off of, but I should have left the rest in here. I don't know. Okay, this stays at home until I book an appointment or something like that. And then this last 35 is going to be for entertainment. I did budget $100 for entertainment, but I left most of it in the account because that's honestly, I do a lot of things online, like buy movie tickets, things like that. But I did want to have some of the money with me, so I did 35. It was kind of my compromise. So for entertainment, I'm going to put it in the envelope. Okay, so let's just make sure this is right. So for groceries, it's $125 in the envelope and $125 in the tab. Allowance is $50 on the tab and $50 in the envelope. Eating out is $50 in the envelope, $50 on the tab. Entertainment, I don't have a tab for, $35. Household, I don't do a tab for, it's $120. Personal care, I do have a tab when I go do something, like if I'm gonna go get a pedicure or massage, but I leave it in here so I don't spend it, and that's $100. Still got a few dollars left in my bank one that I just leave there. And then, so giving. I decided to go ahead and leave giving in my account this month because they really prefer that you give online, or I can write a check and drop the check off when I'm there. So they really don't want to deal with cash right now. So I'm like, fine. So I left it in my account, but I still have an envelope for it if I ever get to go back to tithing in, you know, in cash. And then for gifts, I do not, I haven't pulled any of that money out for gifts. So that last $5, that extra $5 that I had from my envelopes are going into my Disney fund. I know Disneyland isn't opening until January, so I've got some time to build up this envelope. Okay, so let me just make sure this is right. One of these kind of days. So I have allowance, 50, eating out, 50, and then groceries should be 125. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that is cash stuffing and wallet stuffing for the first week of November. And then about each week I'll continue with the Friday check-ins, and then probably about week 3 of November I can show you what's happening to the budget for the month of December and on. So it's all good. Okay, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up button, and please consider subscribing if you have not already. Thank you so much for watching.